clean inside. Of course, this was brand new.
Right.
When I was in there, we had just gotten them, but Mike does keep them that clean. So you really don't have to be afraid to walk right into the dumpsters when you're loading it up and getting rid of your trash.
Well, tell us a little bit about what it was like to start a business like this.
Okay. Mike and I were between opportunities, and we were looking for something new and different. And we started searching through what's out there for us. Do we want to go corporate? Do we want to start our own business? And the franchise opportunity just was the perfect business model for us, because you're in business for yourself but not by yourself. We researched a few other franchises as well, but There Dump That was just right up our alley.
It's perfect for us.
It was perfect for us. It allowed us to use some of our experiences and background. I was a project manager before, and Mike's been in production and done supervisory work and has driven truck in the past. So we just decided to put our skills together, and There Dump That was just really super to work with.
And you're wearing the company colors?
I am. I've loved these colors ever since, and so that was just a plus for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And Mike, I'm sorry, you answered this and it didn't stay in my brain. How long have you been in business now?
Since July last year.
Oh, so it's still fairly new.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fairly
Yep,
new.
very new.
And you found out about my show because of the chamber?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Julie's been going for about a month now and talking it up.
And are you local people?
We're in Lunenburg.
You live in Lunenburg,
Yep.
and your business is out of
Fitchburg.
It's in Fitchburg.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, on Airport Drive, or Airport Road.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about how you promoted it to make people aware of it. It's hard to start a new business.
It is.
And like you said, being a franchise helped a little bit.
It
but
does.
You still have to go out there and find clients.
Yep. You know, you have to go out there and hit the pavement. And a lot of it is on the internet. We've got all kinds of Google stuff on the internet.
Searches,
and
right.
Yeah,
Right, and that's another advantage of working with our franchise, and probably some others do it too, but we know for sure that There Dump That does that. They help us with search engine optimization, SEO. And we have a few different websites. They're all There Dump That, but we have Marlboro and Wachusett and Fitchburg and a few others that are specifically named out there, so that when people are doing their Google searches, they're going to find us. And that's been huge for us.
Yeah.
Also, just having the bins on Airport Road, we strategically chose that location because of the visibility. And
Smart.
you can see by some of the pictures, we have one picture in there of our bin yard that,
Which one's the bin yard?
right
my
there, yes,
goodness.
that one, yes.
So you mean they're sitting where people driving
Can
by
see them,
can see
yes.
that?
Right.
And do people just pull in and say, what's this all about?
Actually, I've gotten quite a few calls. People have pulled in and given us calls.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy read our number off there. He says 10-2. Does that mean it's a 10-yard dumpster? I'm like, it sure is, because he was standing there looking at it as he made the phone call.
Now, who are the people that utilize these?
They are homeowners. We are residential friendly dumpster rentals. So homeowners are our niche, and contractors who are doing smaller remodels like kitchens, baths, that kind of thing.
And roofing.
Roofing. People who are cleaning out their garages or cellars or attics. So spring's coming, and we're going to get a lot of people that are doing their spring clean out projects. And people who are moving. We have people who moved in from Arizona recently, and the house that they bought still had some stuff left in it from the previous owners, who didn't come by and get it out of there, so they rented a dumpster to, help empty out the house before they moved in. So it's really things of that nature.
So they rent the dumpster from you, you place it there,
Yes.
they do the dumping, and then you come and take it away.
Exactly.
Basically,
That's it.
that's it.
exactly
That's
it.
it.
And then
That's
probably
right.
Simple.
simplified that a lot.
No.
but-
No, that's
That's
as
it.
simple as it is.
Well, I'm sure you've thought of this, and maybe you've probably already started. You may or may not know that I'm a realtor, and realtors can be a good resource for you, because we're always coming across people buying or selling that need to clean out places.
Absolutely.
So that could be. Now, how many of those dumpster bins do you own?
We have 14 right now.
14.
We have 12 more coming at the end of the month.
So business is good.
Yeah, it's growing.
Are they all the same size?
They're all different sizes. Our largest one is a 20, and we have a 14 and a 10.
And is there a base rate, and then it depends on how long you keep it?
Each container has its own price, and it all includes, like the 20-yarder has 3 tons of weight included, so there's no extra charges at the end. If you put three tons in that, you're doing pretty well.
Okay. And how long do people usually keep them?
Usually 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, this is an incredible looking truck, and your wife already said you keep everything so nice and clean. Is this, how many, you just own one of these?
One truck right now.
Yeah, you don't really need more, I would hope.
Well, it would be nice to have 2.
It would?
It would.
Now, are you two able to run this business pretty much yourselves, or do you have employees?
Right now, it's just the 2 of us.
Right, and we've got a part-time firefighter who does some driving for us, but, they suggest having 2 drivers per truck. So we'd like to get somebody else as another driver, and eventually get Mike off of the truck so that he can be calling on more contractors and, yes, supervising and doing some things of that nature.
Get out on the road.
So that was the dump truck, but this is another truck you have, huh?
That's the same truck.
It is? Oh, it's a, what do they call those things? Transformer?
Yeah, that's it.
Transformer. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, we wanted to show you what it looked like with the dumpster down and how the truck unloads.
Okay.
And it's a hook lift system.
It's not a cable system.
Right.
So we can place it within a dime, wherever you want it on your property.
Now, Julie, you said that Mike had experience with trucks. And is this all new to you?
It is. It absolutely is. I come from a corporate background and never pictured myself really in the dumpster business, but it's a terrific business. And I love working in it. I love learning about the trucks. During training up in Canada, I actually drove one of the trucks.
So
I didn't pick up a bin, but
actually had you come to Canada to be trained.
Yeah.
For a week's worth of training.
And what does that cover?
Oh,
it was operational, driving the truck, and Mike got to practice picking up the bin and putting it down several times. We both went...
That's with the equipment.
With the equipment.
Yes.
With the equipment, right.
Yep. In Toronto.
In Toronto, yeah. Mike got to go on a half-a-day run with one of the drivers up there and got to go to the transfer station up there and really see how it is to be at a customer's house. It's a lot different than doing it in a driveway in your own house. And we got a lot of sales and marketing training as well. Business enhancement program they have that's ongoing now. We have bi-weekly phone calls, and they helped us figure out our elevator pitch. I know Jasmine mentioned the elevator pitch, the 60-second pitch that we do at the chamber. And so that, it kind of gives you a lot of confidence for when you actually have to go out there and do cold calls, because it can be a little intimidating. So, did I miss anything?
No.
The training was really good.
Well, it encompasses so much, because first of all, you're running a business, and you had some experience with that in the corporate world. You're learning the technical aspects of the equipment.
Right.
You've got all the technology with the internet, and then there's the people skills, there's marketing, there's sales. So there's a lot to learn in a short amount of time.
There is.
What's been the biggest struggle?
Initially, it was really just picking up the phone and calling someone who isn't expecting you to call, and that you don't know, and that you don't know what the reception's going to be. But after you do it a few times, it becomes a little easier. Also in the beginning, when we would get phone calls from potential customers, I didn't know if I should be happy or scared. I'm like, the phone's ringing, oh no, oh the phone's ringing, great, which
you're
is
scared,
it?
but you act happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And like anything else, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it.
Right. And of course, winter was a little bit of a challenge, but again, Mike's so good with placing the bin, and you've got a couple more pictures there too that show how some of the tight spots, not just a tight spot, but you can see the snow isn't helping any, but putting that's a spot in Lunenburg, right?
Yep.
Putting that dumpster back where the homeowner needs it and getting it just perfect for them without hitting anything, which has not happened and isn't going to happen. That's a little challenging, but
I'm waiting for my control room to get this on the screen. Boys, there we go.
There we
That's
go.
The one that was
there we
difficult
go. So you can see that's kind of a garage behind a garage. It was a tight fit.
Very tight.
So they know where they want it, and
Yep.
You
Yep.
have to do what you're told.
Yep.
Yes.
Wherever they want it, that's where we put it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I couldn't even get the door open, and that's how tight it was. The snow is up this high.
Yeah, well, you know, everywhere you go these days, the parking lots have become a lot smaller
Yes, they
because
have.
of mounds
Yep.
and mounds of
It's been a
snow.
rough winter.
It has been a really tough winter. Hopefully you had a good start with the business before the snow flew.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the other shot there too, that's actually a place down in Cambridge that Mike's been to several times. And you can just see that really that is our niche. That's where we fit in, that we can really help people because they can't get a bigger truck or a bigger dumpster on that spot. Without things getting damaged or hit or just couldn't happen. I mean, just going down the streets there was a challenge with
Oh,
cars
yes.
on both sides.
Cambridge, there's some very narrow streets in Cambridge, and
you
this
know,
is tight.
yes, and that's true around here as well. So this truck, this system is just perfect for some of these tight fits, residential fits.
So you cover a pretty wide area. Anybody that needs you, you'll go be there.
that's right.
What's been the toughest part of it for you, Mike?
I think what Julie was saying, getting out there and talking to new people, and after a while it gets a little easier. And some people are very take you right in, and it's fantastic. And most of the people have been that way.
Absolutely.
People love the name. Been there, dumped that. Everybody smiles.
Yeah, it really is. And like I say, the logo is so cute. And people often think that being your own boss is the best thing you could possibly have. But I find, and I'm sure there are times you find, being your own boss, you're pretty tough on yourself. If somebody wants you, you're trying to build your business, they want you there on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, you're going to be there Saturday morning at 8
That's
o'clock.
right.
Sure.
If a job takes 5 hours that was supposed to take 2 hours, you're there 5 hours.
That's right. That's right.
And we've adjusted to that.
Oh yeah, this job has been so rewarding. It's been unbelievable meeting all the different types of people. The transfer station people are fantastic. Everybody's been really good.
Okay, now that's a question I didn't think to ask you. You pick up the bin,
Yeah,
then what?
got to dump it somewhere, right? So there's a bunch of transfer stations in the area, and we use a couple of them, and it's been fantastic.
But that's an expense that goes into the cost to the client.
Correct.
And do you have to make special arrangements with each transfer station?
Yes. Yep. You have to have an account, and it's really something to see these places in action. Recycling is just amazing to watch. So it's just I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes.
So explain it to me.
Well, with the truck, each one of these transfer stations have big buildings. You back in, you dump it, and then they have big claws or people that come in and just sort everything out. So if the wood piles go over here and metal's over here, plastic over here, it's really something to see.
And the recycling benefits everybody.
Sure. Yep.
Have you found any treasures in any of your dumpsters that you might want to keep?
I don't think so.
Not yet. No.
I know the guys at the transfer station have.
Yeah, which is great. If somebody can reuse something, that's just it's a win-win.
There was a
Really
brand new
is.
bicycle in one of the dumpsters.
Really?
Last week.
And
Yeah, the
what'd you
guys
do with
grabbed
it?
that. The guys at the transfer station. Oh, we'll take that. Sure.
Wow. Well, one of the reasons I asked is my son and daughter-in-law have a similar, well, it's not a business just like yours. Their business is called Moving Seniors Forward.
Oh.
And they take seniors who don't have family and who are selling their home and moving to a retirement center. And they help them decide what furniture they can keep, what they
wow.
need to get rid of. They move it for them. They go into the new place. They hang the pictures on the wall. They do everything. It's a complete
That's
service.
a great service.
But my daughter-in-law is always complaining because my son brings home so much stuff that you're thinking, what are we going to do with this? I mean, if the people want them to sell it on eBay, they'll try to do that for them.
Wow.
So that's why I asked that question, if you find some treasures, because I know my son and my grandson bring a lot of stuff
I
home.
bet, yeah.
It's amazing how much people accumulate over the years. It's absolutely unbelievable. There was a nice lady in Holden that actually had 3 20-yard dumpsters full of stuff. She'd been in the house for 60 years.
Oh my
She just bought a condo and completely retired and just had to get rid of all this stuff. It was unbelievable.
We see that a lot in real estate too, and people always say, how did I accumulate so much stuff? And then of course there are people that are really hoarders. I'm a saver, but I don't think I'm a hoarder, but it's hard for me to part with some things.
I couldn't believe how much she had coming out of that house. I went through the house with her, and it was very neat, and everything was tidy. I had no idea where she got all this stuff. Yeah.
Can you think of some examples, without naming names, of people that just have been kind of beside themselves? What am I going to do? And you solved their problem, and it would have a very good outcome for everybody.
Julie does that every day on the phone.
Yeah, people call up, they don't know what size bin they want, so I ask them a few questions, you know, depending on what their project is, and advise them and help them choose the right size bin. We had one woman, though, other than that kind of thing, I think she was in Lunenburg as well, and she has a beautiful garden and a magnolia tree, and it was her pride and joy. But the bin had to go in the back of the house, kind of where all of her plants and the garden and the tree were. And so she was extremely concerned about the placement. And I assured her that Mike was very professional and very experienced. And you get up there, and I think she may have ended up renting 2 different bins from us. But she was so happy with the service. And another thing about the system is the property is protected. Michael put down boards on the ground so the bins never touch people's property. So really, when you talk to people on the phone, it's finding out what matters to them and telling them that we will take care of them. You know, different neighborhoods really do care about putting the boards down and protecting their ground, you know, and to me that was almost one of the surprises, that is one of the most important things to people. Other people, you say, well, our truck's 4-wheel drive, and you kind of say it in passing, and they're like, really? Yeah, snow is no problem, we're going to get there, and we're going to put the bin where you want it. And so that's kind of how we solve people's problems, by finding out what will help them right from the first phone call.
Yeah. Mike, are there regulations in different towns? Are there any zoning laws that prevent you from putting a bin in a certain spot? Or
Every town is a little different. Some towns have no rules and regulations on it, and others have quite a bit. So you just
and
have
it sounds like you cover a lot of territory in a lot of different towns.
Yes.
So is it up to you to find out what the rules are?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Have you had any problems?